Hey guys, it's Ash and P.
Hey.
Hey, that didn't work out. My bad. Sorry.
It's my
I
fault.
thought you were going to say yes.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Sorry, you guys.
Hey guys. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did I fluster you?
A little, but that's okay.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Time crunch to record a little bit. There's like a million things going on. It's just that time
I
of
know.
year.
Holidays.
Yeah.
Well, when do you guys leave?
We don't leave till Friday.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking we're already next week.
No, let's not jump ahead.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, so.
So really quick, I just want to say that, what is going on that everyone has COVID again?
Yes.
It's like, it's going around like, I don't know. Like
Okay.
everyone is saying that they're testing positive for COVID now.
That is what I've heard. Well, obviously we know people who have it. And the other day we got an email at work, which we hadn't gotten one in a long time, because if someone in our building tests positive, then an email goes out from HR. We hadn't gotten one in a really long time. And so everyone was like, ooh, who is it? Like, you know, because before it was like, they were always coming. So it was like, oh gosh, big deal. Who cares? So we were like, oh, I wonder who it is. But then that next day, I don't know if he's like a VP or what he is. I think it's fine. He's the person who would send out our protocol for it. Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And our work basically was like, you know, masks have been optional for some time,
Mm-hmm.
but they still had them, like, if you drove in a vehicle with another person, you had to wear it, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then, you know, like if you test positive or like if you were exposed, then you have to wear, I don't know, stupid stuff. I shouldn't say, I was going to say, we don't really do that in my group, but so they dropped the mask for people in vehicles together. It kind of sounds like they're going to start treating it like any other illness. Basically, like, you don't have to quarantine unless you were exposed by being in a small area, building size, blah, 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 cubic feet or less for this, like,
well,
crazy.
This is what I'll say. And here's the thing. I mean, truly, it is weird. It is a very odd illness that it affects everyone's immunity very differently.
Mm-hmm.
It is very strange that way. It's not like everyone has the exact same symptoms. Everyone can get over it by X amount of days.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, there's not really a specific rule, which is kind of odd, right?
Yeah.
Which is why you think like, something's kind of off about this, you know?
Yeah.
This new illness. But to me, it's like, okay, just like anything, if I'm running a fever and I've got a cough and all that stuff, probably shouldn't be out in public, right? Like
and
not even out in public, like that's whatever, you got to run to the store and grab your soup or whatever it is. But like, maybe
we don't go out shopping for the day.
Yeah, and maybe you should sit out this one at work unless you can work from a confined area and be like, hey, I'm not feeling too hot, so keep your distance or whatever. I mean, that's just kind of like common courtesy as far as like, if you're sick, you're sick.
Yeah.
But again, that's all like, how well are you feeling and how whatever.
Yeah. Which is hard because it affects everyone so different.
It does.
So you may be feeling like,
I may have it and just have like,
oh, I have a runny
sniffle.
nose. Like, oh, the girls had a cold last week, you know, not think anything of it.
But if I've got chills and I've got a fever and I'm sick, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I just stay home and get better,
right?
You know, whatever that is. So it's just crazy that it's like the numbers are crazy. My aunt who works for the county is like, oh, we're in the purple tier or something. And I was like, what? We're still doing colored tears?
I remember when you said that, like, which is so true. I didn't know it was still a thing. And everything opened up. Everything feels like back to normal-ish, right?
It doesn't seem like, I mean, I don't think things are going to go back to how they were, but it's just kind of crazy that like right now it's like
going back up.
Yeah, the numbers are going back up. It's just like, I guess it's just like, hey, everybody's getting sick. It's winter and everyone's got a flu. Everyone's got boogers. Everyone's got,
I mean, there's a couple of things though.
But RSV was even really big just about a month ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really heavy.
Yeah. I think it is still heavy because my friend had to take his nephew who he has like foster parenting ship over. I don't know how to say that. But he was like having trouble breathing and stuff. So they were like, okay, what's going on? We got to take him. So they went to the hospital and they thought about taking him to Valley Children's, but they live in Kingsburg. So they ended up just going to a hospital in Kingsburg. And they said, it's a good thing you didn't take him to Children's because everybody, like, they have massive RSV and, you know, you don't want to expose him to that. You know, he had the flu and a cold all together. No, he didn't have COVID. That's right. They tested. He didn't have COVID. He had flu and a cold, both together, but no RSV. So, you know, you don't want him around that.
Yeah.
So I think it is still big. Yeah.
Well, everyone just needs to stay healthy.
The thing is we're all inside now, you know, it's cold. Nobody's cold and, outside. And so that plays a part in it.
Yeah.
The kids are all together again, you know, at school. Yeah. I mean, you know,
get sick all the time.
They do, regardless.
They just pass everything to each other. They're the germiest little germs.
Well, and they, you know, have their hands in their mouth and all of that. Like last night, Kaylee like had her hands in her mouth. Molly's like, can you not? Why are you putting your hands in your mouth?
Oh my goodness.
She's like, she's so gross.
So Ashley's husband, Jason, just turned 75 last night, this week. And there was a little dinner for him. And it was a really fun time.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming. Thank you for saving me.
Thank you for having us. Everything was great. Everyone was super fun and awesome.
Yeah, I love everyone.
And the kids were just so happy to see like their little friends.
I know.
It's nice to be able to like have friends that we do things and then like our kids can be preoccupied with each other.
That the kids enjoy each other because you don't always have like, especially could you imagine if the boys,
or I mean, like when bullies or something,
or because it will happen at some point. I mean, it may not get to that, but you know, there's an age when boys and girls kind of don't hang out as much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think since they're so close, they've been together for so long. I don't know that would really, because I feel like that's more of like a cousinship, you know, that they have.
Yeah. I agree
so it probably won't happen to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Some kids, I had a friend that I was like, I hated taking Hayden around them because their kid was so aggressive.
Yeah.
And it was like, gosh, I think you need to medicate your kid.
Yeah.
Which was hard because I loved them. And not that I didn't love the kid, but I just didn't want my kid being.
And I was just going to say, I mean, not that our kids can't be little shits, but they can be little shits, all of them. I get it. I feel that way about my own kids, but our kids are really good kids. Like, we don't have like, oh my God, I just can't, like, I love her, but her kid just fucking I just want to slap him in the face.
Right.
We don't have one of those.
Yes.
It's kind of nice, you know?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So sorry for those that do.
That's it really is a tough place to be in.
It is.
So I haven't really thought about that just because I don't have little. So that kind of thing doesn't cross my mind. But I remember when they were little and that was super hard.
But even like your teenage boys, like you have teenage boys and they're good with my kids. And
except Hayden and Jackson both hurt Gigi's feelings last night.
Well, she needs to get over it and stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
She's her teacher the other day. She's like, oh, my drama queen. I go,
oh, she is. Yes.
And I go, oh, this one. She goes, mm-hmm. I go, I know. She's like that even at home too. She goes, drama. I said, she's so emotional. It's like, are you going to start your period? You're freaking going to be 5.
Gosh.
Like, why are you so emotional? Calm down. Like, it's okay.
I think she's just going to be one of those people, like, even as she gets older, that she just isn't afraid to share her emotion, to feel it, and all of those things. You know what I mean? Some kids are going to be more of like, I'm going to keep things inside, not going to show it as much, but some aren't.
Well, I feel like she gets her feelings hurt and then she just tells people she got her feelings hurt. Whereas like Danny will be like, it hurt my feelings. And she might kind of pout about it, but then she's probably going to get mean about it. And then she's going to get over it. Like she gets over it quickly.
Yeah.
You know, Georgia, I don't know. She's going to keep it in the back of her head forever. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to work with her. I don't want her to have girl drama and things like that, you know, as she gets older.
Just as long as she's not friends with any B words, then she'll be fine.
I know.
You know?
I know. And there's a little girl at school that she
is a B word.
Well, I've noticed the attitude, but I mean, whatever. It's like, whatever. It's kids, right?
Yeah.
But Georgia's like, well, she's not really my friend. And I was like, well, that's not nice. She goes, no, not because I like her, Mom, but she told me we're not friends.
Oh, that's so sad.
And I was like, well, that's fine. I was like, well, I'm like, I wanted to say, well, I'm like here for her mom, so that's fine.
Right.
I don't have to be friends with them.
You're all, thank goodness. I'm so glad you don't like.
I'm like, you know what, Georgia? We're friends with everyone. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're so nice.
Friends with everyone, and we just have to remember, like, be nice to everyone, be kind, and you know, maybe things will change one day. And we don't have to be best friends with anyone. Like, we don't have to be best friends. We just have to be friendly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're so good to do that.
Well, it's like Tristan probably was told that, and like it like probably went right over her head. That, or she kept it inside,
she kept it. Yeah, it's in her brain. That's why she is how she is.
But Tristan was always like, I'm friends with everyone.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's my friend. I'm like, what do you mean that's your friend? Do they even know who you are? But she was just like everyone's her friend.
Yeah,
like, it's fine. Like she doesn't have a problem with anyone.
Exactly.
That's really what it was.
And she wasn't the drama kind of kid.
No.
You know, I mean, she loved being in drama, but she wasn't gonna.
She left the drama on
the
stage.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna. We'll see. She's very young.
She's very young. So let's just hope we grow out of that. I'm gonna have just wrinkles and grays and forever, like these kids.
Well, I know. That's what I was saying yesterday about looking so old, and you were like, just knock it off. You always complain about your face. I have actual like permanent wrinkles. Oh, okay.
Here we go.
You're like, look, if I do, like, that's not always how you're doing. I have it when see, you have to make a movement. I do nothing, and my forehead has these wrinkles.
What wrinkles?
Maybe you don't see them because I'm so clear. They blend in.
Well, then that's good. Continue to be clear. Don't get a tan.
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, it's really hard for me to get one.
So don't go get a spray tan.
A spray tan?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like those. I have too many dry, like my hands get really dry, my elbows. So I can't do them. And I hate when they start fading. You've never had one, huh?
No.
Well, the, whatever they spray onto you, you'll start seeing it like in your pores. So it'll be in like all of your little crevices and pores, but the other skin is fading out already. And so you just have like all these dots. I hate it. Like on your legs, it gets really bad.
Okay. Well, I sent you a picture today of me and our friend's little sister.
Yes.
Right. We were together. And so I saw her. And so we took a picture and sent it to you guys. And she turns and looks at me and she goes, geez, I just looked at that picture and I'm like, so white. And I go, well, you are in the picture with me. So
remember you're only part Mexican and you don't.
I know, but even my sister is so
Yeah,
tan.
she is so much darker than.
And I was like, well, yeah, but she's still light skinned, but she is more olive. She's more tan, but she's still light skinned. She was like, she's not light. I was like, yeah, she is. You're just look more white.
Yeah, she just looks more white. That's the thing is that I'm like, to me, Jenna isn't light either.
Yeah.
I'm with Allie.
Yeah.
She's not light because I'm so light that it's like, oh gosh, I wish I had her skin tone. And I think Allie probably like me has pink undertones.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, which makes your skin tone's completely different. I feel like it makes us look more pale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So really quick, talking about old age, and I just have to tell you guys, we've had some issues in our older years. So I would say a couple months ago, I hurt my tailbone, and I don't even remember if I talked about this on air. I'm sure I had to at some point. I hurt my tailbone really bad, and I had to modify the way I worked out every single time, and even laying down hurt and all this stuff. Well, this is I don't know, a couple weeks ago, Ashley's like, oh my gosh, I really hurt myself and I don't know what I did.
My tailbone's bothering me.
And I'm like, yeah, I had that. It just kind of went away on its own.
You said you need it because you were like, did you soak? I'm like, no, go do it. I don't feel like that helps me.
No, Lindsay said that to you.
Oh,
I'm not a soaker.
I know, that's why in my head, when I recognized it as you, I thought, that's weird that she was telling me I need to soak.
I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it'll go away. I'll take an Advil and it'll just go away on its own. And the girls at the gym were like, you should go see a doctor. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm not going to go see a doctor. That's a lot of time.
You're like, I only do that if I have a baby in my uterus.
Yeah. Or if I have Montezuma's revenge.
That
is concerning.
Or if COVID takes you out and you can't breathe.
I think go for that.
Your children's birth. Yeah. So Montezuma's revenge and COVID taking you out. I don't know that I've ever known you to go to the doctor aside from that.
No. I mean, my checkup, I do my pap smear every year. That's about it. But so she's like, fuck, a fucking couple weeks. What the fuck? I can't wait this long. I'm so uncomfortable. And then Ashley goes to urgent care.
Yes. Well, because it kept getting worse. It wasn't going away. I couldn't sit down. So I'm sitting on, I always have to lean to one side or the other, or I have to lean forward. I can't do anything. And so I went to urgent care. I felt like there was something down. When I sat down, I felt like I had left a pair of chonies or something inside my chonies, and they were there in a ball, and I was sitting on them or something. It felt like there was something there if I sat normal. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so weird. I've never experienced that. And so I was trying to feel why does it feel like that? And then I could feel something and I was like, oh no, what is this? I've never felt
tail has started to come out.
Maybe I've never felt down there. My tailbone has never bothered me. I've never had a need to
feel the
feel what it feels what should it feel like? And I asked Jason, I'm like, hey, feel this. Now, does yours feel the same? And he's a guy. So now I'm thinking back and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have asked him. I should have just felt his.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, maybe I will go to urgent care. So we go to urgent care. Really, it was a feat to find an urgent care open.
Yeah.
I get off work at 5:30 and this was the week of Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a Monday, but every urgent care is closing early, earlier than they normally do. And I'm like, what the heck? We went to 3 different urgent cares before we found one that was still open. And so I go in there. I'll never go there again. I thought they were pretty quick. And now I know why.
Yeah.
And so I go, the doctor, he's asking me, he looks and he's like, there's nothing there. I'm like, yeah, I know there's not, you can't see anything. I know that. It's right here. And like he felt it and he was like, oh, I don't know the medical term for it, but it's a cyst on your tailbone. And I was like, well, so what do I do? Nothing. You could have surgery, but you don't need to do anything. And I was like, well, he's like, how long have you had it? I was like, I don't know. It started bothering me just a week ago. Like, I don't know. And he said, well, yeah, it's fine. I have cysts, like he's showing me on his skin. Okay, well, it's not at your butt where you have to sit and stuff, Driving a car is a little difficult. But he is like, oh yeah. I'm like, well, so do I just have my doctor refer me to someone? He's like giving me no information. And he was like,
it's okay, bye.
Yeah, seriously, that's what he wanted to do. He was like, well, you can. You don't need to do anything. I was like, it hurts. And he was like, oh, if it's hurting you, you'll want to see a general surgeon. And I was like, okay. And he was like, all right, like starts to help. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done. So yeah, then I was like, oh, I have this cyst. I'm just going to have to wait for it to maybe, I don't know, dissolve or whatever it's going to do. Right.
Yeah. And then we have our little party and a friend of ours
terrifies me.
Freaks her the fuck out. And
you know how many times I felt to make sure there was no wetness?
And tells her, oh yeah, I had one of those. Wait till it fucking explodes.
Yeah. She's like,
going to pop and explode.
Yeah.
And the juice is going to go everywhere.
Yes. And so then I'm like,
we're like, what do you mean the juice is going to go everywhere? And I was like, well, Ashley, maybe it'll pop at work and then you'll have to go home early. And she's like, I don't want my butt juice all over, like,
yeah, people are going to be like, we're not driving this forklift now. It needs to be biohazard or something. Gosh. So, yeah. So then I was like, well, okay, I guess I better make a doctor's appointment because I don't want it to just pop.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have it just explode. Like, I don't want that in my car. I don't want it on my bed. Like, the only place I'd be comfortable is the couch because you can wipe it. Other than that, like, it better not pop anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I went to the doctor and the doctor told me, he was like, where's it at? And I was like, here. And so he's like, checking my spine. And he was like, I'm sorry to tell you this. That's your tailbone. I'm like, what? I'm like, why would the urgent care doctor tell me that I have a cyst? He was like, he probably just wanted a quick out. And I was like, that's so frustrating. I'm like, but why is it so painful?
Yeah.
And he said, well, did you fall? I'm like, no, I wouldn't be asking. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah.
But he knows me. So that's probably why he asked that. But yeah. So he said, you've got a bruised tailbone and you just have to wait. And I was like, for how long? He said, well, I've recently had a patient that it took her about a year.
So crazy.
Which I'm like, a year? I said, I don't think I can live like that for a year. Are you kidding me? You said you have to modify your workouts. I have to modify the way I pick something up off the ground that I drop.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I can't do that. I don't know. That's just too much. So yeah, he was like, well, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I think I probably did. Well, I have, read up on a procedure that they do. If it just becomes too painful, they can remove your tailbone. And I'm like, I don't want my tailbone taken out. No. Like, I feel like it's there for a reason. It's not that people get their appendix. I have my gallbladder taken out. I know those are all there for a reason, but lots of people survive without. I feel like there's probably not a lot of people that don't have a tailbone.
Yeah, I haven't come across one of those, or at least no one that's offered that.
Shared that, right? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a good party info thing to get. I feel like we would have gotten it.
Have your tailbone. Yeah, I know. And then another one of our friends has like a hemorrhoid. I mean, we just have these old lady issues that we're talking about.
And then, because Priscilla had her Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah.
And then our other friend has, I feel so bad for her. When I know the guys are going to be like, oh gosh, again. But when I had a hemorrhoid, it was very small. Like, it was pretty internal. It wasn't anything like, yeah, it hurt if I had like a really big poo or something, but it wasn't like it bothered me all the time. Yeah. But hers, poor thing, I feel like,
I know, it's awful.
It's
awful.
Yeah. So we're like, what's going on with all of our butts?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I know. We're aging a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least our colon and buttholes are. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Along with our faces. But hopefully your tailbone heals pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm not going to be that year person.
No. Otherwise, we're going to have to remove your tailbone.
Yeah.
And then what happens to your butt? How does it stay up?
I don't know.
Don't you think that kind of helps all the joints and muscles and everything?
I think it does, because when I was saying, it hurts so bad, like doing like just basic things. And he said, well, yeah, your butt muscles are all attached. So anytime you're doing anything that involves it is, it's going to, I'm like, well, I was going to start working out, but this is a great excuse for me now. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't really going to start working out.
I feel like you should maybe have Jason take it easy on you next time so he doesn't hurt.
Oh, please. Yeah, no. He would love to take credit for this if that was the situation. He'd be like, yeah, I broke her tailbone.
Yeah, it was me. I did it.
Yeah, no. He can't take any credit. I'm just old.
By the way, if you have been listening to all of our episodes, we did a couple of episodes on swingers and open marriages and these,
are you coming out to us?
Golden pineapple. Yes, I had an experience. No. Golden pineapple knockers on the door.
Oh, yeah. When you say knockers, I think boobs.
Oh, what would you call it?
No, I mean, it is a door knocker,
right?
Yeah, okay. No, it's appropriate.
But we also said gnomes were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at work and
first of all, before you go there, I would like to say at Priscilla's wine tasting, I did notice there was a little gnome on the counter. I didn't bring it up to her. I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, but I saw it.
I bought that one, not on purpose. I bought a hot cocoa kit.
That's what I would say also.
And there was a little Santa gnome in it.
I think she was test driving. She was like, if I put this out on the counter when everyone's over, maybe I'll get a bite.
No, I was like, let's see how long it takes Ashley to notice it.
Oh, I noticed it right away.
She did. But you didn't say
I didn't say anything to you. Yeah. The next day I was like, what is with that gnome?
And I'm like, I wanted you to notice it. Okay. But Tony sends me a picture in the middle of the day at work, and it's like,
Tony ratted us out.
What is this in our front yard? It's a fucking gnome.
Why did he rat us out?
He's like, who did this? I was like, Ashley and Jason, obviously. And he's like, you think so? And I'm like, yeah, who else is going to do it? Yes. So then like a day goes by and they're trying to be all like, huh? What?
Yeah, she messaged and I was like, I saw the message and I was like, well, really, the reason it took me so long to respond to you? No. I thought it was in our group message with our group of friends. And so I was waiting to see what anyone else would say. Nobody said anything. So finally I was like, okay, I guess I can say something.
Well, then a day goes by and I'm doing something and Danny's touching every ornament on the tree.
Oh, Danny.
Like, stop touching things. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling her things and all of a sudden I look and go, what the fuck? They put a gnome ornament on my tree?
We thought that would be there the whole season and you wouldn't even notice.
Like that.
I was like, you should have put it further back, Jason.
Oh my gosh, couldn't believe it, little shits. So, if you happen to have driven by my house, which I don't know where it is.
The gnome?
Yeah.
Well, Jason was trying to search for it. I said, you think they left it out there?
I don't know what.
And he goes, well, why wouldn't they? I said, because why would they?
What he did with it. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, Jason was like, I need to go check our yard, see if we got gnomed. I was like, you really think they're going to gnome us? We have no yard. Like, where are they going to put it?
But we, what was he saying?
Oh, you don't know where Tony put it?
I don't know where he put it. I'll have to figure that out. But I was like, you guys are a little.
Well,
if you drove by my house and you saw a gnome, it is not an invitation. Okay.
It is. I was worried because I put it in front of Tristan's window. I was worried she was going to see it. I was like, babe, I think because she opens her window and stuff sometimes, you know, and she'll pull her blinds up and that kind of thing. So I was like, I feel like she's going to see it. Jason's like, no, she's not. It's fine. I'm like, her blinds are open right now. And he was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, I should have hit it better. But it's okay. I mean, I expected you guys to find it. I was hoping it'd be a little longer just so it could be a little funnier.
Sorry.
But, you know, it's okay. There's just so much gnome stuff.
It's ridiculous.
That it's hard.
It's
like
everywhere. I'm telling you, it was in I had a whole kit of stuff. I didn't even see it. And I'm like, you're kidding me. They even have a gnome Santa in this little tiny kit of stuff?
Well, gnomes are very popular. That's why I think they had to switch to like the pineapple door knockers and stuff because otherwise
everyone's a swinger.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It was probably throwing people off and the actual swingers
were knocking on the wrong doors.
Yeah, they're like, we're sick and tired of all of these people tricking us.
Yeah, we're bringing cookies and wine by and no one's giving us any other vibes back.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, we are going to cut this one short.
Yes.
Because we have plans. A couple of things going on. Number one, I want you guys, for all of you that are watching us,
sorry
guys, check out these beautiful sweatshirts.
Yes.
Adam. I surprised Ashley with these matching Whoville University sweatshirts. Handmade and embroidered in Tulare, California.
Yes.
By a very special Miss Kathy. And I will just tell you that she is very talented, very busy now.
Yes.
With her new little business.
So you can't get one of these before Christmas.
No, you cannot.
You can't get anything before
Christmas. If you want to buy this one for me for like, $100, I might sell it to you and then have to make me a new one after Christmas. But, they are so cute. And so support small businesses.
Yes.
Support, all of these moms and dads and kids and everyone who's trying to, do some side hustle. I appreciate you. And the other thing is, and we'll put our sweatshirts on.
Yes. On Instagram. We'll tag her so you guys can find her if you are interested in ordering.
People listen to us and that's great, but we want to see who's actually watching us.
Yes.
So
we put our makeup on every now and then for you guys.
Sometimes we look kind of cute.
Yeah.
So we have backgrounds every single episode. And for the month of December, we want to see who can give us every episode's background, what we have in our background, starting with this episode. So what is in our background? And
I really like today's, by the way. I meant to tell you that.
Thank you.
It seems like a good one. Like I would love it. Like to be there for real.
Yeah, me too. And
we're going to run it through. The last episode that we will have something is going to be the very first January one, correct?
Yes, correct. So it'll run for 1 month and then we were going to do a special drawing.
Yes.
And see who can be a winner chicken dinner. So make sure you are watching our video podcast. I don't know. How do you say that?
I feel like video podcast is right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Make sure you're watching it on Spotify. And
Spotify's the only place it's going to show. So if you We do have, Apple, we do have friends that they're like, I can't see the video. We're like, what are you listening on Apple? We're like, oh, you have to go to Spotify. That's the only place that is available yet for the platform. So
and everyone hang in there. We're coming into the season hot and full of busy schedules. We will be back next week to discuss more about our busy holiday season.
Yes. And make sure you are, if nothing else, taking a few moments, maybe at the end of the day, to relax, whether it's with alcohol, which might be necessary, or not. Just, I mean, holidays are stressful. So just decompress every evening to give yourself a little something at least.
Yes. So thank you guys.
Thanks
for swapping with us.